So let us know when you start the old record.
It is already recording.
On black.
Yeah, I was a bit premature with that one. I thought it was gonna fire up a bit
I've
quicker than it did.
heard that before.
Well,
Well, not from you, obviously.
no.
No,
Uh,
that would be embarrassing.
Cyberpunk final impressions then. So, anyone
Yeah.
who's listening to this, you're gonna get some ending spoilers.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
So we'll get that
Whoops.
in now.
That was me being stupid straight away.
Well, I've already talked to one of my students about endings, so I think I know there's a couple out there. So, what was your ending then?
My ending was because being a corporate shill, my girl stayed with Arasaka for the entire lot, told Johnny where to go fuck himself. And so, like, there's the big, I suppose it must be the same for everyone, like the big thing at the end where you storm Arasaka Towers, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, basically, my girl didn't storm it at all. She went in there on the invitation of Arasaka's daughter.
Yeah.
So we got in there, and it came down to a fight in the end with I think his name Yorinobu Arasaka, the one
Yeah.
that killed his father at the end. So, at the end of that, we have a fight with him at the end. I spared him because she wanted him spared. And they say, yeah, the only way we're going to get this Johnny Silverhand out of you is to, remove him up on the space station.
Yeah.
So you end up on there, and you go through all these tests. You have to say, oh, what do you think of this, and that? You give a multiple options. Usually, because I was still loyal to Arasaka, say what do you think to loyalty? Arasaka, courage, Arasaka. Who's saying Arasaka? And in the end, after saying goodbyes to, well, not that many people, because I basically burned most of my bridges to most of the NPCs, I was given the option: do you want to die, or do you want to live forever as an artificial construct? And I chose the latter.
Okay, so yeah, that was fairly similar to me then. So I didn't realise what I was doing. I was quite tired and a bit inebriated by the point that I was finishing things off. Surprise, surprise for a Saturday night. But I didn't want Johnny in my head. I was basically annoyed by him in general, so I didn't really want much to do with him. I ended up going off to the Arasaka Towers to go and see the lady, the daughter there. Most of my friends, Victor and Misty, everyone was really angry at me for oh, you're selling out to the corporation. At the time, I was like, what do you mean? I'm trying to get rid of Johnny out of my head, and they are the only ones who can do this. Why are you angry with me? So I went off to Arasaka Towers, tried telling my story to the board there. I
Yes.
recall telling my story, but then everything went to shit. The whole place just went crazy. Troops were storming in. I ended up having to fight that Adam Smasher, the
Yeah.
giant robot guy. I didn't have to fight Orinobu though. He was already defeated. He was in a room and just underneath a giant blanket and was like, "Oh, I'm so defeated."
Oh yeah. Sorry, that's the same with me. Yeah, yeah. He was basically already defeated, and yeah,
Yeah.
Adam Smasher in my one was actually bugged. he bugged into a wall, and he was just stuck there. So I just sliced his ass off, and that was it. He was done.
Yeah, he was a bit disappointing for me. I just kept doing the cripple movement
He,
quick
rem- he,
hack on
re-
him.
he reminded me of Barrett from Deus Ex.
Yeah. Yeah, he did actually. But yeah, I think I just used cripple movement on him a couple of times, and then would just run up to him, keep slashing at him with my sword, and yeah, he died quite easily then. Then Then I went up to the space station. Did the task that you did, but this time I was more just kind of getting pissed off with them. And at the end, I chose, well, I just want to go home. Just want to go home, get him out of my head, and I want to go home. So I had like 6 months to live, and she kind of walks off into the sunset, I suppose, on the shuttle. Oh, come on.
I shall.
Yeah, just got on the shuttle and went to spend my last 6 months on Earth.
With Judy.
I suppose I would have been. I'd made my calls and said my goodbyes to everybody, but I don't see any reason why I wouldn't have just gone straight down into Judy's pants.
Yeah, because my love interest, I said, was River, but spoke to him on the phone, but obviously never saw him again. So I became one with whatever machine it was going to carry on my consciousness. Well, basically, it's the soul killer thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Were you in Afterlife? As the construct?
Oh yes, yeah. And I basically, I told Johnny to go fuck himself, really.
Yeah, because one of my students was saying she played it, and it seemed to take a similar thing to you. She became the construct in Afterlife.
Yeah, I think that's basically what happened to my one. I think one of the main endings is going off with the Arasaka girl. And I'm pretty sure there's an option, to tell her to go screw off and not bother. And also, doing Johnny Silverhand's bidding, you'll probably raid the place with him like he does during one of his memories.
Yeah, I kind of figured that'd be the case. I mean, I just found him pretty annoying the whole way through, and I figured if I'm a merc who's trying to be the best, then I'm not going to be interested in anything other than getting this guy out of my head so I can carry on with my life.
Oh yeah, same as my character was, the antithesis of everything Johnny stood for. So we never got along at all.
I'm just wondering, maybe if I'd gone down the Voodoo Boys side of things, my friends wouldn't have been so angry at me, calling me a sellout.
Yeah, because they all died in their chairs.
I didn't see it. No, that didn't happen on mine, I don't think.
Oh, did it not? It did on mine. Yeah, because Netwatch, they planted like some kind of Trojan. When they uploaded with me. When I went back to the Voodoo Boys, this Trojan got uploaded, and they all died. They all died in their chairs. No. And then whatever his name was, the big black dude, he was after me, and I just crept up behind him with my katana and just one-shotted him. That was it, and nicked his trench coat, which I wore for the rest of the game, so it looked pretty badass. Got me out of my stripper clothes anyway.
Yeah, I think most of my clothes was like a pair of army trousers and this like Arasaka assault vest thing that was just like smooth body armor and a big collar on it.
If I was playing like a lower difficulty, it wouldn't really matter. I would just worn whatever I liked, really. And I wanted that legendary gear.
Ugh. Yeah, I think my next playthrough I'll be a bloke, a big burly beefy guy with assault rifles and shotguns. He wants to punch people, and I'll do the Johnny Silverhand story.
Yeah, that's what I plan to do. My character is going to be very low on the IQ scale, and he's just going to basically fall for whatever rhetoric Johnny Silverhand tells him.
Yeah.
Not going to be the smartest dude. He's got no real ambitions of himself apart from just, self-preservation, I suppose. But doesn't understand the consequences of having Johnny in his head. He can't understand that this guy's taking him over. Like, what? Don't get that. This guy is Ghost, yeah?
Well, I think I'd be tempted to go and jump in another game now, but I'm probably going to give it a couple of months.
Yeah,
I'll let
I'm
some
waiting now.
patches come out, and um, there's talk
Well,
of a DLC coming out shortly, so
yeah,
I'll
I'm waiting
see
for
what that is.
patches, waiting for DLC. I won't be touching it till then, because I want it all nice and fresh again.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, and again, this is just speculation, I think, but the speculation that the first of the DLC is going to be quite a major expansion on the storyline. I didn't do it, but it's that the corpo couple.
I did half of it because I did a lot of the investigations and stuff, and then you get to a point where you're basically told if you go on with this, things are not gonna go the way you planned. So my girl's like, oh, okay, then I won't bother then.
And I didn't do any of that. I got the call to go and meet them, but I never did.
It's a good one. It is a good one, that one. But yeah, like I said, I didn't do it to its conclusion. As a lot of them, my character didn't do that. She was just after money, and that was it, and wouldn't get in the way of corporate interests. There was one, where you got to deliver this car to this dude, and you hear banging in from the trunk. You open the trunk up, and there's a guy in there who's all tied up, and he's so you take his the tape off his face, and he's like, "God, if you help me out, I'll reward you and all this and that. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know why I'm in it." And I'm like, "I don't really care. Just shut the trunk again and just deliver him."
Yeah, there was a fairly early mission I did that was like that. I accidentally opened the boot, saw that there was a guy in there, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna bother looking at that. I just closed it.
Yeah, exactly, because that's basically closing the quest as well. There's another one where you're after someone who's getting escorted by police as well, and they like you're first supposed to kill this guy, but then it all goes sideways, and you got the choice of joining this guy, or one of the other people will pay you off and say to look the other way. So I look the other way.
Was that where you got to murder some guy? I mean, I think there's a
Yeah.
lot of ones like that, but there was one. I know there was one mission. I didn't do it, but like the description was a bit, where your character was thinking, well, I don't normally do kills like this, which made no sense because she'd killed dozens, hundreds of people.
Yeah, hundreds of people this time. Yeah.
But she's like, no, we don't normally do hits like this. But well, I think it was from the Chinese woman, Wakaido or something like that, Japanese woman.
Yes, that's exactly the one. Yeah. Yeah, it can go into a whole new mission, that one goes, but I was like, nope. And say it's nothing to do with me. Like this guy's dead now, and I've been paid, so fuck the lot of you. But I am deliberately, missing out on quests because I want something. Well, I want a lot of stuff for the next one.
Yeah, and then you, as we said before, you always run the risk of exactly what was happening to me, in that I'd spent so long just doing gigs and little minor side quests that I was just starting to get bored, and that's why on Saturday night I think I started at about 10 o'clock and just forced myself to keep playing, just do nothing but story missions. And yeah, you were right in that when I did the mission with the floats where I had to kill the snipers, yeah, you are. It's probably about 3 hours worth of content after that.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
Yeah.
The actual the main story. I mean, that was deliberate because they were saying everyone was complaining that the main story for Witcher 3 was too long, which I never found because I thought it was brilliant the whole way through. But some people's attention spans are even worse than mine.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a secret ending that if you pretty much speed run things, you'll get that. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, because they said from the start, if you miss out on a load of the side quests, or if you do a load of the side quests, the ending will be different. So I assume if you just did the story, had no side quests, didn't meet any of I suppose you have to meet Judy because she's part of the main story, but you can miss out on all the other people and just blaze through the main storyline. You might get a secret ending.
Because it's not like you really need to do the gigs. You don't need money. I mean, I think there was only 2 occasions that I needed to buy ammunition. The rest of the time, I didn't even generally need to even... In fact, no, I don't think I ever bought ammunition. I think there was 2 occasions where I crafted some ammunition. But there's so much stuff lying around, all the heals and the food and the drink.
You really don't need it.
Just...
Well, I mean, I did it because I was katana all the way through anyway. So,
but it just seemed that the whole crafting side of things don't really need it. Just don't really need it at all in the game. There's too much stuff around.
Depends on the build, I suppose. I mean, my build certainly didn't need it, but I think there's like a certain build that is like the crafting build, which relies on gear because you haven't got that many abilities. But making like the high-end tier gear is very easy and cheap. It's the trade-off.
Yeah, I think I might have crafted a couple of weapons that were mid-tier stuff, but they take so many resources. It was generally never worth it. You just hang on long enough and you'll find a decent weapon.
Shit.
Did you ever find Skippy the pistol?
No, but I know of him.
Yeah. He was... I used him a bit. He was kind of amusing. I never did try that kind of power weapon thing where you can like bounce your bullets off walls and things.
I never tried any of them. I was melee the whole way through. That's something else I've got to look forward to.
Oh, so you never tried any firearms?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like I say, I wanted my character to be, because originally she was of like Japanese descent, but she looked gormless, so I changed her to my mixed race fantasy girl. But no, the whole point I was trying to do was she was Arasaka born and bred, and she used a katana because it was part of her culture, and I kept with that.
Yeah, well, I used katana a lot, but I went in there thinking it's just going to be katana, pistol, and SMGs if needed. I didn't bother. I think once or twice I used an assault rifle just to see what it was like, and they were a bit meh. And never did shotguns or revolvers.
Yeah, I think
big burly guy stuff. That.
Yeah, my next guy, like he's. I think I'll just have him, just like wrenching like the big old machine guns out of the sockets and just blazing away and just using brute force. Big guns.
Yeah.
Shotguns and just whatever.
Oh, I tell a lie. I did use. I did pick up one of those heavy machine guns. It was off another person, so it wasn't one of the turreted ones, but that was quite good. Just hold your finger down on the trigger and just blazing away at all these people that were around some like Breaking Bad style RV thing.
I'll leave it all for the big guns for the next one, and then I think I'm with my Nomad one, which I'll probably be using as my final playthrough, as my the ultimate playthrough. I think I'll have her using revolvers because they look pretty badass.
Yeah. Well, I think Johnny's got a revolver. I don't
know.
Well,
he hasn't got a revolver, but it is a real good gun, isn't it? Like he does that awesome a swing animation when he reloads, and it was a one shot. Obviously one shot killing most because he's overpowered. But yeah, I never saw that because I expect you'd have to. I mean, I didn't even got to see his Porsche either because you'd have to be friends with Johnny. I expect to get that shit.
Yeah, I never saw. I've seen pictures of it, but never got it.
To be honest, I stayed with the same car all the way through. My crappy little car. I loved that car, so I just stayed with that.
I bought a couple of cars, but you just never really need them.
Oh.
The honest truth is I probably would have been perfectly happy with the little red cheese wedge thing that I bought when you had to get your first car.
My.
Yeah. But even then I probably could have just waited a bit longer until I got my original car back, and that would have been perfectly sufficient.
I just stuck with that's all I stuck with was Roach. I just stuck with Roach the
Yeah.
whole way through. Oh, you little swine! It had character, that car.
Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty cool. I ended up buying a few cars actually. There was one which was like I think what they class as a shooting brake style car, which was just like a two-door estate. But the
Oh, that's that then.
oh, that's me one
Uh,
that.
yeah, only just we were pretty well. I mean, free, but at least we actually did all right that time. Unlike when Lady Dragonfury was with us and we was all under pressure to perform for a ladies, so we all fucked up massively.
Yeah, that was. Well, apparently on the leaderboard, I am number 239,226.
Wow.
So, not that bad actually.
So, I suppose in the grand scheme of things, yes.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
That'll be the next thing to move on to next, I expect.
What? As in?
PUBG.
Oh, you want to play a bit of that, do you?
Well, unless you want another game of golf.
Yeah, let's just do another game of golf. Keep it as a slightly feature-length video. Let the viewers watch all these loading screens, which will last forever.
They are beautiful. The only problem is you're gonna have to. Well, it won't take too long because I'll be outside of the golf course. I don't know where you'll end up.
Yeah, I'm outside the course as well.
But, I'll start it up again.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, we're actually in the same one. My God. Right. I'll invite vous. Got to make sure the music's off.
Oh yeah. We'll get a nice copyright blast.
Yeah. Okay, it won't let me turn. There it is. It's off.
It's already off on mine actually. That was on.
I could have been listening to my worldwide FM then.
That was one of the better stations.
It's great. I do like the exotic stuff.
Hold on, why?
Remember, you stay out. You stay out of the thing. I'm hosting it. So I've sent you an invite. So
Yeah, I'm on my way in now.
all right. Go, gadget golfer. PC game has just come out. Do you know what they gave Cyberpunk?
70 odd.
Yeah, 78%.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And I'm thinking to myself, is that really fair? Because the reason they've judged it so harshly is because of expectations, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much hype around that. It was difficult to ever live up to it.
I'd say if it'd been like Witcher 3, which came out of nowhere really, no one expected to be that good. It would have gotten a much higher score, I reckon. It probably would have been in the the high 80s because obviously the bugs are still there.
Probably, yeah.
I do reckon they just knocked off 10% just because of the hype, which I don't think is fair really. You should still judge it on its merits.
Yeah. I mean, I think overall it was. I called it, and it's probably on one of our earlier videos, but I always thought it's probably actually not going to be much different to Deus Ex. It's still going to be. It's on a much grander scale, but I think Deus Ex is probably a tighter story.
It's a tighter story, yes. And Deus Ex, is a great game, and it's got a great storyline, especially the first one.
Yeah.
got great music, great characters, great voice acting, all that. It's just missing that, when you're in Detroit, the city doesn't feel alive at all. It feels like it's just, just a bunch of zombies just milling about.
Yeah, there's from the map side of things there. One thing I did miss was I spent a lot of time, especially when I got the double jump feature. I was able to, or the power jump. I was
Yeah.
able to get more options to get in places, but I was still looking around for lots of vents to go crawling through, which of course you don't
Yes, there
really
are
get in
none.
this game.
I don't think there is any.
I've only found the odd one, but they're not like small vents like you get with
Yeah, they're not
Deus
not
Ex.
vents. I mean, you find the odd, window you can open up and stuff like that, and ledge you can get onto a balcony with, but there's no, crawling through vents or shit.
Yeah.
Which I suppose is fine because a lot of people just started complaining like, "Oh, you've stolen that straight out of Deus Ex, you have."
Yeah, probably. But I also do worry that Deus Ex was great when you were doing the stealth stuff. When I've played the game afterwards, doing like a new game plus, and just gone in guns blazing, it's just boring.
No fun.
You
It's
know,
no fun at all.
yeah, that game was definitely designed to be doing the stealth side of things, whereas
It's not just the stealth side of things. It's also about the character progression, well, your own progression of getting stronger and more sophisticated.
yeah,
When you start off with everything, there's no need to explore. You've
yeah,
got everything. There's absolutely no need to get that double jump or that high, the better legs to get to higher places because you're already, as augmented as you're going to be. So all the impetus to actually explore is gone.
yeah. I think I did try playing Mankind Divided on New Game Plus, and
I did.
it was,
I was just wandering around like Prague for a little bit and thought, I'm bored.
yeah. I tried doing a bit of the combat, and it was like, no, it's not interesting. I'm just walking in and just holding the trigger down on people until they fall over.
No, it was not good at all. The only time I've actually really enjoyed a New Game Plus was on The Witcher 3 because it made sense that because on New Game Plus on that one, all the bad guys also they gain levels as well. They're still pretty tough.
Yeah.
And you can't just waltz over them, but you have a lot of a lot of the skills that you should have because you're an experienced Witcher. You've been at this for decades now, so it made no sense to be at level 1.
Yeah.
So that was when it was good because you still have lots of skills to gain on New Game Plus in Witcher 3. You still got lots and lots to learn, but you don't start off as just a noob.
Yeah, it makes sense in those circumstances. And it must mean that all of the with the particular endings of Cyberpunk, given that you're either dead, a construct, or 6 months to live, it must mean the DLC is going to take place prior to the endings for them.
Yeah, I don't know, or else they're gonna put it into like you're down to like 5 months to live, and they've come up with a new way to save you, or if you've chosen the construct way of things, they put you into a new body.
Yeah, something like that would work.
There's ways of getting around it.
Obviously it makes sense from a story point of view that you're dead, but it did seem a bit off that you can't just go back and carry on the game. You've got to reload before that ending, and you've always got the ending hanging over you. You can't just go back to Earth and carry on.
It is possible it's going to be kind of like the Missing Link DLC in Deus Ex, where it's like, it's halfway through the actual game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was where you went off and did the ship thing, wasn't it?
You're on the ship, and then you was on this secret base where you could have the choice of going through it completely unaugmented or just take your stuff back.
Yeah. But then if ever there was a DLC that felt like it was part of the game originally and they specifically took it out for DLC, that felt like it. Because playing the normal game, it was like, right, I'm getting on the ship now, and then suddenly, right, I'm off the ship now, carry on with the rest of the game.
It did seem. Well, I mean, not pointless, but yeah, you thought, there seems to be a bit missing here. I could have spent like at least one mission on the ship trying to stealth my way out of it. But no, you're just on the ship in cryo, and then you're off the ship, and there you are. So I think they're gonna do that, or they're just going to add, just like more side quests.
Oh, that's disappointing. What a shot. Why? No, that shot you just did.
That's a normal shot for me. Not doing so well on this one. Also, I expect most of the DLC that's going to be coming out for Cyberpunk is just going to be the cut content.
Yeah, I mean, how much of the content did they have to take out to get it out on time? And they're gone, yeah, we'll just put it out as a free DLC.
Yeah, like the monorails and all that kind of stuff, and maybe even like bits of the story which they thought was superfluous. Just add those in again.
Yeah.
It'll probably mean, I don't know, might have a disclaimer at the front saying if you want to experience like the DLC properly, then you're gonna have to start with a new game.
Yeah. Otherwise, you might have missed conversations or screwed up conversations.
Or else your game just won't work.
Yeah. Which again is probably another reason not to bother touching it for a while.
So I'm not gonna. I've had my playthrough, then I shall wait. Usually what I do with the Witcher and Deus Ex anyway. So, leave it a year, then come back to it again. I think I've done Witcher 3 times now. First time when it came out, then when Hearthstone DLC came out, and then again when Blood and Wine came out. Oh,
I've not completed any of the Witchers. I think I got about halfway through 2, perhaps a third of the way of 3. But yeah, they just always seemed too big. I'd always end up playing it and really enjoying it, but then slowly losing interest and something else takes my fancy.
that was what everyone seemed to be complaining about, but I never felt that.
Well, good for you.
Because I always thought the side quests in that game were almost like a proper main story quest in themselves half the time. And usually we just stumble upon them, which was great. You're just like, wandering through, and then you're involved in this whole new thing. Whereas in Cyberpunk, it was mainly you just like minding your own business, and then you get a phone call.
Yeah, there's always phone calls coming in.
It's like, hey V, want to go play bowling with me? No, fuck off.
Hey V, got some work for... Who are you?
Yeah.
I've never seen you before.
Well, I can understand that. Obviously, when your fame and renown.
Yeah, but how do they know? How do they know that you've walked into their street? It's like just walking to a different part of town here, and there's somebody going, "Oh, hi Castle, I see you nearby. I've got some work for you." Like, mate, who are you? How do you know who I am?
I suspect by 2077 we've all got GPS trackers in us.
Oh yeah, probably. Somebody will know. Oh yeah, that's that guy. He's really good at cleaning things. Well, yeah, I've got some cleaning for you if you want to do it.
That's basically it. You come across any like real game-breaking bugs in your playthrough?
I don't think so. The only bugs I frequently got were bits of like subtitles or health bars for bosses sticking on the screen. after I'd finished them. That weird sound glitch I kept getting, or that one of my students was saying they would get the same thing actually, so it wasn't just me, thankfully.
What sound glitch was that? Because I had one.
It's just where like the sound gets all like distorted. It's like there's too many sound effects playing at once at one point, and then it's all like a bit choppy and like crackly or something. It's difficult to describe. Just distorted or crackly.
The main sound bug I got was when you're in like a firefight or whatever, and it ends, but the music doesn't end, and it just carries on, and you're just trying to walk down the street, and you know it's just...
Oh yeah, I had that a couple of times,
and it just would not stop. You had to reload, or just save and reload at least. Anyway,
there was other like graphical glitches of like people clipping through things. I suppose the main one for most of us has been the vehicles or AI just spawning in right in front of you.
Yeah, a lot of T-posing as well.
Yeah, I've seen a fair bit of that. In fact, no, not a huge amount of T-posing, but I definitely saw it.
There's a good comparison on YouTube of Cyberpunk and this game, of how the AI works. And considering how old this game is, the AI, NPCs seem to work a lot better.
Yeah, but I always thought the NPCs in that, they've all got the same kind of like zombie shuffle everywhere. And I've watched some of them where I've just been, like typing a text message or something, and you watch them like walk down the street a bit, then they just do a U-turn and walk back again, and they're just programmed to just basically walk backwards and forwards all the time on the same spot.
Because there was a comparison of it, is when it comes to obstructions of the pathing.
Yeah.
In like say in GTA, like you park your car on the sidewalk, and like the NPCs will just sit and go, "What the fuck, man?" and then they'll walk around it.
Yeah.
Whereas the ones in Cyberpunk, they'll just come up to it, don't know what to do, and then just do a 180 and just walk the other way.
Yeah.
It's all the reactions of the NPCs in GTA are a lot better. They actually react to things. Whereas the ones in Cyberpunk, they're just kind of like just crouch down and just that's it. That's all they'll do.
Well, that's the other thing I've seen where I think I got a screenshot of it where I'd done having a fight, like probably dealing with one of those police assault things. But I had a fight in a back alley. Then when I went out onto the main street, there must have been like a dozen or so NPCs all just crouched on the ground, and it's like, the hell are you guys doing out here? But I suspect a lot of that is just down to that they've been rushed. They've probably got, if they'd just been able to do the PC first, that's unfortunate. If they'd just done the PC first and then the consoles after release, we'd probably be fine. But I bet the bean counters have said, no, we want it to be released on, what is effectively 5 different platforms at once. And it's just made their task impossible.
It's pretty heartbreaking, especially since they said at the start, this game is going to be finished when it's finished. It's coming out when it comes out.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they didn't keep to that. Don't give us a date. Just carry on making it. But then again, I suppose you fall into the trap that Star Citizen's in.
Yeah, you do need a release date to work towards.
There's no deadline, so they just keep on adding shit, making more problems for themselves, and the game never comes out.
Yeah.
Because I'm resigned to the fact I'm never actually going to get my money back from that game. It's never going to come out.
Oh, Star Citizen, yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are feeling like that. I mean, I see videos of it, of stuff is actually developing with it, but it just seems to be so slow that, it is a case of, is it ever going to come out?
Chris Roberts' Folly.
Oh,
Are you allowed that shot?
That was lucky.
Apparently so.
Well, it doesn't matter if it bounces off the rock, as long as it
That
ends on
seems
regulation, you're fine.
fair. Oh man, not my game today.
Although I'm pretty sure I. Oh no, that's you. I was about to say I'm pretty sure I was further ahead than where that is, but no, that ain't me.
Trying to get adept at getting past trees, but it's still elusive. Trying to think what else we can talk about with Cyberpunk. Trying to think of
Um,
other so I don't want to spoil because I don't want too much spoiled for me, and I don't want too much spoiled for you because obviously we're going to have our own playthroughs again.
well, I think we've probably seen the bulk of the game with what we've done. It's just little side quests and things that are still to be discovered.
Here's one for you, like the first, like the first kind of few missions when you were with Jackie. Did you what did you do with Meredith Stout? Did you talk to her? Did you take
Oh,
her offer?
no, well, I was confused by that because I had planned and I'd spoken to her and I said, right, I'm gonna come down and see you. But this is before I fully understood, like, how the waypoint system worked or whatever. Because
Right, so you was on Jackie's waypoint and not her waypoint.
well, no, the waypoint went to her. Because I could see, I mean, I'd seen other people playing the game and do that mission, and I seen that they went down into a storm drain. So I
Yeah.
could see that the waypoint went down into the storm drain. But Jackie started walking off towards the front of the warehouse, and because he was talking to me, I was like, oh, maybe I've got to go through this doorway and then down into the storm drain. And
Right.
no, and it just took me straight into the warehouse. So I just got a pissy call from Meredith afterwards going, oh, you got the cheat to say you're going to speak to me and then never turn up. And I'm like,
Well, that's
sorry.
something. That's a diversion from my one anyway. I obviously being corporate, she was corporate. We spoke the same language,
Yeah.
and so we made a deal, and we got on very well. You can almost say very very well, if you get my meaning.
Yeah. Well, something I got, I never saw it through to fruition, so maybe, the what I've heard is right, but I've heard that, certain characters will only romance with a certain gender, and I'd heard that
Yeah,
Pan Am will only
she's
sleep with.
hetero, isn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but well, I'd finished the missions with her, and it was getting a bit hot and heavy on the sofa. And even though it's a computer game, I still felt some dedication towards Judy. So she was getting a bit hot and heavy with me, trying to get me drunk, and I had to say, like, hold on, I think you're getting a bit too familiar here. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm really sorry. And I don't know if I'd pressed that further. Would she have? It looked like she would have romanced. I could have romanced her.
Maybe it would have been the way around. She would have said, "No, wait. It's not going to work. I don't. You've got me like hot and bothered, but I'm not really into girls. That kind of thing."
Well, that would have been a bit of a bitch thing to do. Lead my
Oh yeah,
character on like that and then go, no.
but yeah, but it happens in real life. They're hot one minute, cold the next. These fucking bitches.
Well, that's our
Yeah, we'll leave
final
it there.
impressions over.
Yeah, leave it there. Final impressions are women can be bitches.
And that was the final word that Warcake had.
Have it said to a bitch.